reconcile these accounts. These are reconciled by two of my employees because the state auditors wants segregation, and they don't want me handling it. So they reconcile them, we reconcile them throughout the whole month, so it's never one day that we sit down and do it. It's basically the same as reconciling your banks, your checkbook, basically. You checks and balances from the bank statements that we receive from Logan State Bank is where we hold our operating funds from for motor vehicle and for treasure. Motor vehicle account is really simple to reconcile because it's all deposits going in and it's one sweep amount from the DOT. So we're not writing checks from that account. The only time we take a withdrawal from that account is if somebody had a return. So that one's pretty simple. The tax account is a little bit more complicated because that's where payroll, claims, auditor warrants, all the tax payments go in there. So that one's a little more trickier. And with online payments, they don't come in the same amount. So you have to do a lot of calculating and maybe taking 3 days to add up to 1 day or 6 days to 2 days or something like that. So it's easier for my staff and for the state auditors to review, is that we do it throughout the whole month instead of waiting for 1 day, because they want us to have this done by, the first 3 days of the new month, which we did. I just didn't bring them to you guys until recently because of tax sale and other things going on in my office. But yeah, it's not really 1 day, but I mean, you can stop in and we can show you what the program is like.
Okay, thanks, Sheila.
Thanks, Sheila. Now we have discussion on safety coordinator position. We need to interview, we do have 3 applicants. So I put it on today's agenda to see, does next week work, or what do you?
After our meeting next week?
Yes.
Okay,
Set up interviews for,
yeah, that works.
okay. We'll do it following next week's meeting.
All right.
Megan, can you set up times for those folks?
Yes.
How much time do we want to allow for each one? 30 minutes?
Is it internal?
Yes.
Yeah, you only offered it.
Internal, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
It kind of needs to be that way,
yeah, oh, yeah,
30 minutes, long enough?
Yeah,
I would think so, yeah.
Start at 10:30?
We'll see what the agenda looks like.
Yeah.
That
So
was
you'll be
the same.
buying-
Shorten that agenda.
You'll be buying lunch.
Yeah, or we, yeah, I was gonna say,
The 25th.
25th.
Yep.
can we change it to 10 o'clock? If the agenda's.
No, we'll have to schedule it with those folks. We want some time in advance so that they can plan around it.
Okay.
We'll be done by noon.
So 10:30.
I have a SWIPCO meeting that day, but I'll just call in on that
You wanna do it a different day? We can come in.
one. No,
on-
that's fine, I can call in, so.
Okay.
I could do Tuesday too.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Next, we have consider approval of SWIFTCO participation agreement.
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah,
Okay. It's just a kind of regurgitation from last year.
yeah,
I think they do a good job, so.
and that's just like, that's what we talked about before, they run this with transportation and.
The big thing they do, that's a big part of it, but also all the grant writing they do for all of us, so I think it's like,
And they did our comp plan for us.
yes, absolutely.
Right, is there a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve the SWIPCO participation agreement.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is Jeff Raymond.
I'm glad you got here early.
Good morning.
Had the meeting.
Yes, I did. I was here. I got you your folders.
Yep.
For the most part, news is good. We're up in values. That's the top of the page here. So building, personal property, increase in miscellaneous, scheduled personal property, so roads and parking and stuff like that. But our rates are fairly flat. There are 2 line items that I wanted to talk to you guys about. cyber got increased from $250,000 to $1 million, a lot better coverage there. And then we have some options. Currently, we have a $4 million excess liability policy for the county. We have options of additional $4 million, giving us a total of $10 million in liability for $6,230. Currently, our liability limit is $6 million for the county. I think that's fairly light. 6 million probably, you know, it's good coverage, good liability coverage, but I'm not sure, a county of this size should be at 6 million. They might, you know, be better served having a $10 million liability limit.
Do you have other like counties like us? What do they carry?
That's what
Okay.
ICAP is suggesting.
Okay,
So, on a year where we're talking about our ICAP, package policy going up 3%, that additional, $6,230 might be money well spent. So that's completely an option up to you, and I can get you guys more information on if 10 is too much, if you wanna increase it to 8, I can give you options on that as well.
I think I'd like some options, I think.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll just send you an email after the meeting. Here are our claims, looking fairly good in 2005. And if there is bad,
25, you mean?
in 2025, sorry.
That's
But
like a
then,
big drop there.
right, very good. But what we are running into is our experience mod, and that's why we've you know, created the safety, council. If you look, our experience mod is going from a 0.97 to a 1.19. And in doing so, we created kind of a perfect storm. IMWCA, really, once you go over the 1.0 mod, you lose discounts. So we were heavily discounted when we were at 0.97, and now we've lost the discounts. But what this is telling us is over a 3-year period, they paid out $300,000 in losses, and now they're taking almost $200,000 in their premium. So,
Just for work comp.
just for work comp.
But we're falling, so that average should change as well.
That's correct. We had, 2 years ago, we had about $250,000 in losses, in just 1 year. So that was the 2022-23 year, when let's see, no, that wasn't. That was the 24-25 year.
That was
It was a 211,161. So that is the year we want to fall off.
Well, we also had 234,000 in property when you done it.
Correct. It's nice that they're separate companies, they don't look at that, but that's 100% why we want to have awareness and try to build a safety culture.
Well, the return to work is so important.
It is, it makes up a large part of that total loss.
The only thing I don't understand is that they'll set aside so much money. When the person returns to work and doesn't use that money, I don't see it dropped off very fast. You know, what they reserve.
What they reserve.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just, because they're waiting for it to close out. That's,
So that 24 payout, Jeff, does that still have reserve money in it, or is that
You
just
know,
payout?
I would have to look at the detailed loss runs to see if there's any open. I believe that it's probably all closed,
I would hope so by now,
Yeah.
yeah.
and that's something I could go back and look at, and, I can include that in the email with the additional.
The 25 still has reserves in it, I'm sure.
Yes, 25 is more than likely have reserves in them.
Does that then lower that if they don't use it all, will those numbers come down and
It
help
does,
us?
it
Okay.
readjusts, if the reserves do come down,
If the mod factor's set.
For another year?
yes.
Okay. Until the 3-year average meets, right?
Right, and we're talking, we need 2 years to go by to
24.
drop that $200,000,
Here,
so.
all right,
And we're gonna drop, well, I guess, losing a $17,000 a year.
yeah, that'd help us a lot.
On
So
this, sorry,
What?
on the cyber liability,
Yes,
cyber breach, there was some question, I don't know if it was at a meeting, that, about if we don't have certain things in place that you wouldn't, they wouldn't pay.
Yeah, it's possible, you know, the legal, the policy is a
I'm
legal
gonna
contract.
Interrupt real quick and
Yes.
open the public hearing. Go ahead, continue, sorry.
Okay, no, so, there is there's a possibility, the contracts where the policy is written, a legally binding document, and there are things that they pay and there's things that they exclude. And from policy to policy, there could be exclusions which would be covered on one policy where it's not covered on another.
So we had a cyber attack in the 911 center, was it a year and a half ago, something like that? Probably 2 years ago now. It got resolved, but the costs associated with that, we could turn those in.
Yes, you could. There's all different, bad actors out there doing different things. Social engineering is one of the things where they can get into your email, change the routing numbers on, you know, to pay something and you send it out willingly to that routing number and it's a loss to you.
So with the addition of our IT person, that should help.
It should help, it should help, best practices, right? You know, not sticking your password on your laptop screen, you know, things like that, so.
And is that is my question, I guess, can we look at the policy and have our IT
Yeah,
guy
absolutely.
look at the policy before we approve it, so that he can say, I mean, he knows more about it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, he should review it, I agree.
No, absolutely. If you give me his information, I can send over a copy to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He starts the 1st of July, you can send it to
He's
our-
already here, I'll send you his email.
Okay, great, thank you, Megan.
And when do we have to make a decision on this?
Renews July 15th.
Okay.
Okay,
There we go.
we have a little bit of time. Megan, what did we allow in the budget for this?
I think when we talked about budgeting,
600 and something.
yeah, we were thinking it was gonna be a 10% increase and it came in at 3. So
Yeah,
I think there should be some,
We did 190 for INWCA,
yeah, and this is 192.
Okay.
and then
And Megan has
Okay.
the invoice to sign and to send in. All right, if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to reach out, but I'll be emailing you the, document with the other options and an explanation of what you have currently and what ICAP and Smith Davis think that you should consider.
Okay.
All right?
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Jeff,
To all of
appreciate
us.
it.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have to consider approval of Harrison County Sheriff's Office contract for law enforcement.
Is that a loader or everything?
For over town.
we did 625 for ICAP and 195 for work.
Okay. Okay.
625, ICAP.
And 195 for work.
This is for all of the cities? Other than all the group?
Do we charge per capita, correct? Have we increased that ever? I mean, it just seems to me like our costs keep going up and everybody should help pay for that. I think we kept it the same for a long time.
You want each one separate? So there's 2 copies for each Harrison.
Was one motion covered all? Something like that?
Yeah, and I can
No
tell you
motion
what
on
Harrison-
that one.
One motion.
As long
be
as
fine.
you name them all.
Okay. You hear that, Brenda? Name them all. One motion.
So it's, right now, the surcharge is $20 per population count of the city. Who does that population count? They just go by the
The
census,
census.
the latest census?
I mean, we gotta look at that because look how much law enforcement's gone up in cost.
So,
And it was $10 for years and Pat raised it to 20.
Yeah, so it's been a long time ago.
Yes.
even if we just did $5, so that we
But
would
it's
have
the
to.
sheriff that sets that,
Oh, okay,
so Brandon will have to set
Yeah.
that up.
can we table this and, or we can't
They've already
table?
signed their contracts, they've already,
Yeah.
next
The
year.
city's have.
Discuss that next year, cause I gotta put this in the job.
So we have Pisgah, Magnolia, Rodale, Mon-David, Persia, and Little Sioux.
I'll move to approve the Harris County Sheriff's Office contracts with all you just mentioned there.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We definitely need to talk about next year,
Yeah,
increasing it,
it's just,
even if it's just $5 a
right,
person.
it's just, our cost, since Sears was here, I can't even imagine how much that's increased.
So can we put a, this would be you and Brandon's department, as far as, can we put some kind of notification that comes up so that next year we don't run into the same problem where we're pushing the deadline?
Yeah, I'll let it do.
Thank you.
I would do it before the city start their budget process,
Yeah.
so,
So before the end of the year,
so they can budget for it.
Before the end of this year.
we'll start in January.
Cause I said these out in March.
Bring the discussion to the board sooner than later.
Should we pass those to me, or she can sign them?
Okay. Why are you here, Megan? Don't you have a little baby here?
I'm the board clerk. It was either me or Tina, so.
It's not a different team.
Thank you for your dedication to your mother.
You need you to sign it too. Please stink.
It kinda feels like election day. Sorry. Thank you.
Thanks, Tina.
Just a agenda item for the, public hearing. It's a zoning map amendment request from Margaret Winsweiler.
Well, for that piece you're selling off there.
Yep. It's split now, selling it to a family member.
Did they have to split off 5 acres still on that?
Two is the minimum.
Is a minimum, okay. After the first,
If it's approved for residential.
okay.
You didn't have anything on the minor subdivision?
Yeah, but that's not a public hearing. Yeah.
Have we received anything in writing?
I have no comments from the adjoining members.
Anybody here in the public wanna comment?
Move to close the public hearing.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
This is a, oh, go ahead.
Approve this.
Yep.
Move to approve the A1 to R1 zoning change for Margaret Hemsworth.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And this is that minor subdivision plat that was zoning approved last month for Stevie's.
Because they have only had one division.
Yeah,
So I thought-
multiple divisions in that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Just to have
Yeah,
that.
that's this one.
How many pins?
What's that?
Did you see how many pins there was?
How many what?
Pins, survey pins.
Yeah, there's
Because it's a
one
really regular shape.
Oh, yeah, that's really strange, yeah.
But if you look at the aerial, if you remember, it all of what they had maintained, so.
So, it's just because it had been split, we talked about this before,
Multiple
right?
times,
Because
yeah,
it-
that's 40.
there's, how many times is it allowed to split without subdividing it?
Twice.
Twice, yeah.
So, I've got you, you'll need to sign that, if approved.
We can make a motion to approve the minor subdivision for the Stevie Acres.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And I had a question for you about what we talked about earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm concerned, did you say, has there ever been a subdivision plat put out for that
No.
piece of property along Highway 30? Okay, so before they do anything, do they have to bring us a subdivision plat before, if they are to build it down there?
No,
Okay, because it's already been approved to be subdivided,
correct.
okay? Is that something that we're supposed to be doing?
Which piece are you talking about?
Along Highway 30, across from the state shed, that was, before my time, I guess, cause I don't remember that one coming up.
Old,
It was
kinda goes
subdivided,
back up in there?
yeah, it was
Has that ever been
subdivided,
approved for housing back in there?
No, it never came
Okay.
back for, with the plat. It was rezoned for a subdivision, but there's not been.
Okay, you have to get plat approval next.
Right.
Okay. Is
But if
it-
they come in and apply for a permit for, put a house on it, they can put a house on it the way it is, cause
right,
it's just all one lot. But if they would just split that, then yeah, they'd have to come in with the subdivision.
Yeah, most of that property sits back up behind him, correct? Yeah. Jeff Allen owns that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
he owns that 14 acres, he doesn't own the part, does he own the part in the back that used to be Olson's?
I'm not
I
sure.
thought there was more than that in the back, yeah. Can't
Yeah.
remember.
My concern is, I had someone come to me, and my concern is, he said he was gonna put cattle there. Which you and I talked about the amount that's allowed, but someone's concerned that, we don't want happening what happened before with the cattle,
Yes.
Mhm.
so I just,
But if he's just gonna put them on pasture there, I mean, that's one thing. Yeah.
there's a lot of bulldozer work being done. Oh, that was the person's concern that called
He
me.
wouldn't be bulldozing unless he's building a house or putting a cattle shed in, which,
That's my concern is,
yeah.
that we don't want another feedlot next to,
But it's not zoned ag anymore, correct?
Mhm.
It's zoned residential?
yeah, okay. Alright,
All right,
Thanks,
thank you.
Thanks,
Matt.
Matt.
Do you guys have any updates?
I have a question about, do we want to talk about the microphones, at some point?
Did
Mitch,
Get
Mitch
some.
sent that email, yeah, I think he sent it to all three of us. So, if we wanna put that on the agenda at some point,
You want it next week?
sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
Megan, can you get that on next week's agenda?
And then, the email that we got about the TCE, can we put that on the agenda?
With the RAP board?
The RAD board and
Yeah, we
the
can discuss it.
cancer and,
I think we need a letter from Corps of Engineers too, saying what they'll let us do without their input.
I have an email,
This isn't public
Oh.
comment.
Okay, but I think, yeah, send that to me if they haven't already.
and if you look at the rule book,
Okay.
you will be able to identify your stakeholders.
Okay,
okay, so can we put that on the agenda for next week to
Yes.
talk about it? Okay. Meeting, please.
I had a juvenile detention center meeting yesterday. We did agree that, you know, we pay our 5-year average for juveniles that go there from the county. But when we get a juvenile charged with an adult crime, they can't go to the regular jail, they have to come over. And that charges $200 a day. If you remember, was it last year we had $38,000 bill for that one? But we all decided we'd rather pay as we go, because if you add that into your 5-year average, you're gonna pay a lot more money.
Yeah.
So that's one. The other thing, we approved the salary for the director. She got a 3% increase to $110,000 a year, so.
I would add that that juvenile is currently in the possession of the Department of Corrections for the next 15 years.
Oh, it is, the juvenile detention center?
It's money well spent.
Oh,
Yeah, that law, is that the lobby thing that happened at the legislature, or is it something different?
You know, they got found guilty and went to
Oh,
a
that,
higher level.
okay, good. They're gonna send out letters to you and the sheriff on what we decided on with that, so.
All right, do we have any public comment up there?
Yes.
All right, the board will now allow up to 30 minutes for comments from the public. The board will call speakers in order in which they have signed up on the form provided. Each speaker is limited to no more than 3 minutes for speaking and must first state his or her name for the record. Comments should be directed to the board as a whole and should refrain from personal attacks or from addressing individual employees or citizens. Comments should also be limited to one topic. Detailed information about the public comment policy is available upon request. First, we have Jesse Allen, she left, Debbie Leonard left, Marilyn J. Minster.
So it sounds like you guys received the email I sent regarding the TCE and my communications with the United States Army Corps of Engineers. The Army Corps has indicated to me that they are working on next steps to create a RAB board. We had a tremendous response from the public at our meeting, and I think they needed 6 and we probably had 30. We have several people that are in communications right now that are still going to participate, but they're just not interested in being in the board at this time. It will require involvement from the county, and I attached the RAB rule handbook, which I think I had given you previously to this email as well, for your review so that you have a better understanding of what the RAB does. In addition, I attached the water table of the TCE and different wells in the county. I hope you all took the time to look through that and see that several of the wells are well over the 5 parts per billion. People are ingesting this water, they are bathing in this water, and they are feeding it to their livestock. Since we have started this process a year ago, we have started doing counts of what kind of cancers and illnesses are out there. I have asked Harrison County Board of Public Health to participate. I'm still waiting for a response from an email from David Shear regarding my request for information for a contact at the state of Iowa, which was recommended by the United States Army Corps for me to reach out to David. I think I indicated that in the email as well. Additionally, I would like to know if we have started an addendum on the Harrison County comp plan. Mr. Reif indicated when you approved the plan that you could do an addendum that would note that there was contamination out there so that we could potentially maybe use that information for grants. In addition, the Harrison County residential mass appraisal report, which sets our property taxes, states there is no contamination in Harrison County. I think with the information I emailed you, that you can see we have contamination in Harrison County and it is moving through the aquifer. And so I am going to ask for your participation at the board, and I would like to be put on the agenda, next week possibly, when you discuss the TCE, if that's possible.
Admiral, when we talk about the TCE?
What are your guys' thoughts?
I would just clarify that any type of addendum that is going to be added to the comprehensive plan is not currently before the board. It would go to the zoning commission. The zoning commission would consider it. It would go through a public hearing process, and it would be brought to the board. So the board is not able to create or adopt any addendum without it going through that previous process.
Who requests that of the planning and zoning board to do that? Did they say get a submittal from somebody, or how does that work? Cause we took public input on the plan.
My understanding is that an addendum is drafted, it's submitted to the zoning commission, and the zoning commission considers it, holds a public hearing, makes a determination, and only at that point does the board become involved.
But excuse me, the board, indicated that the board would make the addendum at the meeting.
The board gets a final say,
But
but there's a process to go through.
can't we have it, drafted and request that the planning and zoning consider? I mean, we're the ones that said we were gonna do the comp plan in the first place.
Let's do some research. You wanna do some research to see what the process is?
Yeah,
Sure.
that'd be great.
I would think the county attorney would be able to draft the addendum for the board. Is that accurate?
That's not within the confines of my duties defined by code.
So the board can't request you to write addendums for them?
The board can request advisements, but drafting an addendum for a comprehensive plan is not within the duties of the county attorney.
Okay, I will check with SWIPCO then, thank you, see if they have an attorney.
Now, and we can-
That concludes yours.
We need a pet thing back.
Anybody else?
Anybody?
Takes the
else?
place of a drawer.
Is there a meeting?
No.
I don't have the-
Public meeting?
Judge meeting.
I'm not gonna be there.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.